What up, yo? It's Luna the Bright One. It has been raining all morning, and it's just now a tad bit sunny, so I wanted to come out here and do this video in the sun and get slightly more light out here. Plus, I like to be outside. It's refreshing. Okay, so this video is about what I do. Some of what I do. Ancestral readings. And I call it ancestral readings because I don't claim to be anything. Anything but what I am. I don't like to put a title on what I do, like medium or psychic or any of that stuff. So I don't put a title on it. I speak with ancestors, and so that's why I call them ancestral readings, because that's what I speak to, whom I speak to as far as the readings go. I speak to way more than that, but when I do readings for other people, it's their ancestors I'm talking to. So basically, I'll give you a little backstory about me. So, I'm one of those people who, as a kid, always knew that there was way more than just this average day-to-day, 9 to 5, waking up, going to school, waking up, going to work, all that. Way more. So I was always into sci-fi and fantasy movies because it was so much more exciting than this boring-ass thing we call life that's created for us. I've always been able to feel other entities, spirits, whatever you want to call them, because they could be everything. They could even be beings, for all It's not always just your spirit guide. It's not always just God. It's not always just the divine feminine, though they are there as well. But I've always felt them, and I've seen certain things, and when I would make the comments or I would ask the questions, of course, I was one of those who were shunned out and don't ask those questions, just have faith. You know what I'm talking about with that one. They didn't really like me in Sunday school. Just saying. I would always get from adults, well, actually some adults, because I had Masons in my family. And so the ones that were the most, I think, a character, I think is what I'll say. This one, I believe it was an uncle. I don't even know. My memories are very short of these people because they seem to come into my life for one moment and then be gone. He did telekinesis and moved a spoon in front of me, and I asked him to teach me. He told me, just move it with your mind. You can tell anybody that, but how do you necessarily move it with your mind? Practice. I just saw crazy things like that and heard crazy things. I also felt my own crazy things. There was always people around me that I didn't see per se, and then, I was always shunned or whatnot. So as a kid, I just learned who to tell and who not to tell because I didn't believe what they were trying to tell me. I sure the hell didn't believe that there was nothing there and that I was going crazy. I don't think so at all, because I go by my heart, and I always have as a child, so I can see the truth. And I've always been able to see people's truth, and when I would call them out on it because I was so passive in the past, they would lash out on me, and I just was like, oh, okay, but not no mo. And it has been like that for a while, not anymore. So as an adult, I started to embrace it and started to actually come out about it, because then I was gaining my legs and being stronger. And anybody who opposed, I found ways around that. I found ways around blockages. It's called strategizing. It's called not letting somebody tell you no, plain and simple. Nobody stops you from doing shit. You stop you from doing shit. Just saying. So, in work, most of the time, I guess is what it is, because I work with a lot of women and in cubicles type deal. Not always, but I have always worked around a lot of people. That's how I like it. I'm a social butterfly. I like to be around a lot of people, but I like my own time as well, because I need to recharge and I need my own damn space, plain and simple. So at work, I would get these things, well, not things, I would get these, I would get people talking to me. And ancestors, I'm just going to say, they are very aggressive, and they're not mean. Some of them are, but they're just aggressive, and they're just like, I want you to tell, my so-and-so granddaughter, whomever it may be, I want you to tell them my message. So I started to do that, and I wasn't getting paid for it or anything at first, because I had a hard time with that, and I'll explain that in a minute. Because I was always thinking, why should I charge for telling somebody information? And I had a moment with that. And now It's not as bad because I'm giving information as well as I'm taking. You have to give and take. That's the whole cycle. It's a flow. Everything's a flow. Because if you don't give, you stop the flow. If you don't take, you stop the flow. If you do one only, you stop the flow, so on and so forth. If I don't take something that somebody gives me, maybe if I need it or not, that's stopping them from paying it forward. That's stopping the flow. If I don't give to somebody else and I'm only taking, that's stopping the flow. You guys get the point. I don't have to go into that. You guys are smart. So I started to tell people, hey, you got someone that's like a grandmother figure coming out. I guess the best way to explain this would be the Long Island medium. I use that as an example because she's on TV. She's wonderful, by the way. Love her accent. And she basically goes to people's houses or they go to her, and she gets messages from their ancestors. They have questions and she asks the ancestors, the questions that the person has. This is what I do as well. But I don't call myself anything. I don't call myself a psychic or a medium or whatnot. I just do. So they'll ask me questions. Sometimes the questions are they proud of me? They died 10 years ago. Are they proud of me? They'll say, of course, yes. But what links me different than just making it up and being a charlatan is I will ask the ancestor to give me something that only they would know. Because why the hell waste my time trying to pretend that I'm talking to somebody? And then especially getting paid for it? I think not. That would be a waste of damn time for me. I'm not a liar. I see lies. You know what I'm saying? So it's always been hard for me to lie. It really is. And it has, because I don't see any use in it. Like if somebody says, hey, does this look pretty on me? Maybe I'll preface it and say, you know what, I got nothing but love for you right now, but no, you need to change your shirt or change your clothes or whatever it is, because why am I going to lie to the person and give them a false sense of security? So whatever on that one, and then take somebody's money and give them a false sense of security, just so you know. So that's another thing that I was wondering, okay, should I fucking get paid for this? But people actually enjoy it, because at first I was like, how are they going to take my message, or the ancestors' messages for that matter? How are they going to like this? Are they going to get really sad and like attack me? Are they going to get mad and attack me? Are they going to get like what are they going to do? So I was like, you know what, screw it, let me see what they'll do. The best way to experience anything is on the population. The others know that because that's what we're going through. But that's a different story. So I started to tell people at work, started to tell, friends or whatnot, messages that were coming through, and they would, a lot of times it does end up in crying, because it's like you miss somebody, a grandmother, for instance, that you haven't seen for 2 years, or maybe they just passed 6 months ago, or it was maybe 16 years ago, or whatever it is, and then you hear from them again. They say, oh, you have this particular teddy bear, or this particular ring, or your hair was this color when you were this age, something or another that gives them a clue that this really is the person. A lot of the times, the ancestor will show me their personality. And so I will say, oh, wow, this person's really a forceful person, or they're more of a meek person, or whatever it is, and that also kind of clarifies it for them. So that's what I do in my readings. I take money for my readings, and the prices are down below. I keep forgetting to put prices on it. Actually, I realize I didn't do that for any of my other videos, but it'll be down below in the description, as well as how to get to me to do these readings, and it'll be my email. And then I give information. I also give in whatever the hell way I can, but I'm not going to give extra, because I need my own energy. And people need to realize that if you only give and you're giving too much, you're giving all your damn energy away. It's a give and take again. I'm just saying, it's a give and take. So I give these videos, I give information to people who have questions, and if I have the answers, I'll give it. If I don't, I won't. If I've had the experience, or if I've seen it, or if I know somebody who has, I'll refer it to them. But I'm not going to speak on anything that I've never experienced or that I don't know about, because again, I'm not here about making things up. It's just too much time. And then you get caught up, and then everyone's like, oh man, you're a liar, like, how the hell does that feel? It's so ridiculous to me. But that's I guess that's kind of like in a nutshell what I call ancestral reading. And they talk to me, and they let me know what they want you guys to know. And at the end of my readings, I also tell the people, I give little clues on how you guys can actually see them yourselves, or if not see them, because I can't see them with these eyes. I see them with this eye. And you might not be able to at that time. So I don't teach all that, but what I do tell them is there are certain things, like if a certain song comes on and you think about them, that's them. If a certain color, certain bird, certain number, 1235 or like 142. Maybe that was a time of death that they had or something like that. Whatever it is that you're seeing consistencies of, that's them. It is. And I think you know that. And I think people think they know that as well. They just don't believe it themselves, And doubting yourself is the worst thing you can ever do. Religions teach you that. They teach you to doubt yourself and believe only in something outside of yourself. Well, I'm here to tell you, believe in yourself. Because you've got your intuition for a reason. You're the one walking around in this body. Somebody else doesn't need to be taking control of you, because they will be happy to. And a lot of people are. But that's, again, another video. I can only do about 15-minute videos for now on YouTube, and we'll see when that changes, and then it'll be longer. I also was asked to do a tutorial on Ormus, but you guys, I'm not right now going to do tutorials. Maybe later on I might do teaching, but at the moment right now, it's just my experiences and my readings, and I might even do like live readings or something in the future. I just got to get the hang of it, and I need to see if people are actually interested on the internet, because I get people that are more local really than on the internet, because I did just start this. So okay, so if there's any other information that you wanted to know about ancestral readings, go ahead and email me. I've got my Instagram and my Facebook down below as well, and then just ask questions if you have those questions. I am inspired to do I was going to say a video about wow, you get inspired every freaking where you are, just saying. A video about Mars and the Raptors. They really want to come forward. The board really want to freaking come forward. I don't know what the hell that's all about. My God, like they really want to say their piece, I guess. So that one's not going to be until like maybe the middle of the week, because there's some things that I need to make sure that are able to be said when it comes to them. The Raptors themselves, they'll just tell me, oh, no, we don't want you saying that and whatever, because they're here when I talk about them. Anybody that I talk about, they're here. If I'm talking about the Borg, then they're here. If I'm talking about the Draco, then they're here. Usually it's one with the Draco, by the way, because you don't want them coming at you like in a whole group. Their energy, no good, yo. But they're learning, some of them. Some of them. Also, I got requests to talk, about tutorials. My God. The AP tutorials as well. I'm not going to do tutorials at all, like for Ormus or AP, but here's some references. For AP, which is astral projection, if you're on Facebook, then go to Astral Projection forums. They will be happy to tell you how to do it. They'll be happy to give you a breakdown step by step. They're actually very loving people and giving, very giving. The Ormus one, same thing. You can go there as well. I'm sure on Instagram too there might be, but I'm not a part of them on there, just the Facebook. Also on YouTube, there's a ton of knowledge, a ton. With Ormus, there's a lot of actual regular people who give you a step-by-step breakdown, and that's kind of how I learned as well. Or if you want to look up Don Nance on YouTube, he has tutorial videos, and then Chris Emmons has a Ormus book, and then you can look at interviews of all sorts of Ormus, and then you'll learn from there. I am going to do another video of Ormus talking about experiences, more so with my guides and all that good stuff, and whom I talk to, because I was asked that as well. So I will do that too. And then, I haven't had any major questions at the moment in this regard, but I'm sure after a couple of the next videos I probably will. So I might do a Q&A video It won't be too long because, again, for now it's only 15 minutes. So I hope you guys like my video, and I thank everybody for subscribing. I appreciate your support from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate it. So that's it for this one, and look out for the next one. Will be the one with Mars and Raptors. So again, love everyone, and everyone love one and themselves also. Trust yourself. So peace, love, and chicken grease.